Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of Spirit Chat. And I'm so excited with my guest. I know, can you tell? So I have the wonderful Pamela Downs, and she is a trans channeler. So I'm very excited about that.
Mm.
She's also a DNA Light Code Activator, and she's also, what should I say, co-author? Because there's other
Yes.
authors, right? So
Yes, that's a great way.
a co-author of a new book that just came out or released November 10th, and it's called Awakened Hearts. I'll be
Mm,
honest, I haven't ordered it, but I definitely will after the show.
mm.
And so, welcome, Pamela.
Thank you. So good to see you, and, been waiting for this time that we can share together and dive
Mm.
into all the good stuff.
Yes, and the one thing that I'm really excited I want to share with my listeners is that the first time I ever heard you was
Mhm.
on Alex Ferrari Next Level Soul, and
Yeah.
that was like way back at the beginning
Yeah.
of 2025. And so just to have you here now is like, oh my, this is going to be a lot of fun. And so again, I'm just like so blessed to have you on the show.
It's
So
my pleasure.
okay,
Yeah.
so where I wanted to start with you is I am so fascinated with your story. You
Okay.
know, how it unfolded for you to me is very magical. So if you don't mind, could you share?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One of the things that I used to wonder, like, when I was going through my spiritual awakening journey and I was raising my frequency, aligning to more opportunity, and it was unfolding and unfolding and unfolding. And I was with like all of these spiritualists in this one part of my story that I'll share later. I s- said, "Why am I here? Why am I here?" And I thought, I'm not worthy of this. I don't do what these people do. I haven't written books or led things or been on like all of those things. But it's because I am this term that I coined myself, but then I've been told by other readers. I'm the layman's spiritual
Oh,
teacher.
I like
I'm for
that.
the layman. I am, and I'm relatable, and I have the story that everybody else
Mhm.
has. I woke up out of religion, or my father was this way, or I was married and left my marriage, or I was an artist or a creative, or there's so many I was this and I relate to that. And that's really what my position right now in the world is to kind of be a mirror to everyone to say, "Oh, yeah, I knew something was off," or, "Oh, yeah, I had those thoughts," or, "Oh, yeah, maybe that's right, and I was thinking about that." To be the witness to everyone else that this is who we
Who
truly
we are.
are.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah, it's
And
amazing.
remembering who we are.
It's the remembering process.
Yeah.
It's a continual, ooh, I'm getting vibration all over me. It's a continual renewal and opening and expansion of remembering who we are, and that's beautiful, divine, omnipotent, beautiful beings of light.
Hmm.
Just happen to be housed in this little three-dimensional body, and I by no means am I little, I'm like this big woman, I'm 5'10", but compared to, like, this entire omniverse, we're just this little piece of that down here, and the guides that I channel, the Great Council of Light, talk about how we joyfully, excitedly asked for this experience so that we could expand our soul. So, my story, I grew up in a Catholic, very traditional background, and with Italian family, and I loved and enjoyed that very much in my life. But I also had some contrast with my father, and that was what I asked to experience, and I also asked to be the disruptor in my family, the one who didn't think like everybody else. And I
Hmm.
think everyone listening right now is kind of like, "That's me." That's how I feel about myself. We're the ones, like, we just had a holiday recently, and I saw so many memes where it said I'm just, what are the subjects that I could talk about at the dinner table? How's the weather? And then you're like, I really want
Yeah,
to
I
talk
get
about
that. So get
spirituality,
that.
mediumship, yeah, like all the things. And I was really, a creative. I was a musician and an artist. So I had those sensibilities. And I often say, I withdrew from sometimes contrast in my life and went to my piano, because that was like my place to retreat to where I felt comforted. But I didn't really understand that till I was much older, maybe like last couple of years, that I was connecting to spirit. I was
Mm.
going to inspiration, to
Channeling
that
it. Yeah.
connection. Yeah, I was channeling. And being that sensitive, I didn't really understand my whole life that I was an empath. I didn't know that even had a label or a name. Like, I had no idea until I was much older. And I did. I had Catholic upbringing, and I got to a point where, there's all these things about like what choices did I make and where did it bring me on my journey, and I started making choices that I identified with, like going to art school and realizing that that's what I was good at, and taking a position when I finally got out of school, and always feeling different or weird when I was growing up, didn't fit in, was like this tall kind of gangly she woman, this like man and woman or whatever. My friends were all cute and perfect, and I always felt like I was strange.
Mhm.
But when I went to art school, a bit of that got chipped away, and then when I went and started my first position out in my professional life, I was looked at like these beautiful young women that were smart and experienced and successful, and I was like, "That's me," and it was just building me and unfolding, the decades and the life path and the more understanding my inner power, and I got married and had kids, and I was still inside of religion, but not really practicing religion,
Mhm. Mhm.
you know? I wasn't going to church, and I was doing the holidays and all the things, and it came to the part where I had to bring it to my kids, and I'm like, "Yeah, if I don't really believe in this, how can I put them into the CCD after school programs? And if I don't really believe in that, how can they do it? How can I bring it to them?" S So there were contrasts happening there, and I took them out, and I just said, "I can't do it. So if I don't believe in this,
It's
I
like
can't
being a
do it."
hypocrite. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Well, then they can find their truths one
Mhm.
day," and, I wasn't who I am now, but it was just that pull to do something different, and I listened to it, and again, I was a disruptor. My mom was like, "How," not just my mom, but everyone was like, "Well, what do you mean? Like, you don't believe in Catholicism anymore, or you don't believe that Jesus died on the cross for you?" And I said, "Well, I believe that everyone is born with eternal life. I don't know how I had that or came up with that, and I've always had a really strong relationship with Jesus since I was a little girl. He was always there, a very, very
Mhm.
strong one now, and I just believed that he taught love. That's his greatest lesson was love,
Yeah.
and if we're gonna die and go to a place, there's gonna be judgment there to say whether we have eternal life or eternal damnation, and that's the contrast of love. It's like nothing fits.
Doesn't fit.
It
No.
doesn't fit, it doesn't
Yeah.
work, like, I don't get it. So, I just said I believe that eternal life is my right, and I don't have to work for it, and I don't have to be sitting in a space of guilt or fear or all of those, like, they just don't line with love, and, it was kinda like everyone can relate to this one thing and then another thing, and you get a series and you throughout your entire life, a series of decisions to make. That's the contrast, that's
Mhm.
the learning, that's the expansion. It's love or fear, love or fear. So when you start seeing the fearful option and seeing the loving option, and you start to understand, I don't want this fearful option anymore, and you start choosing love and choosing love, it starts to bring you more things that are in alignment with that. People
In
talk about
alignment.
time. Yeah. People talk about timelines. They talk about all these simultaneous timelines that are happening everywhere. Well, they are.
Mhm.
They're all based on your choices. So if you're making more loving choices that will benefit you and others, and individually and collectively in that energetic way, that conviction, you're going to shift things for yourself. And that's what happened to me. I started to shift things for myself.
Mhm.
I was married, and we got married wanting to create a family and have a beautiful life, and we did. We had the house and the zip code and the jobs and the things and all the stuff, and I didn't know any better, and I made the choices that I had at the time with the best version of myself at that time to make them. And but I did feel this like love coming to the forward of everything. And that was one of the things. And as you go through spiritual awakening journey, when you start making the little decisions, then you get to make the big ones,
Been
right?
there.
Yeah. So it's like, is this marriage in alignment? Is this work in alignment? Is this relationship in alignment? Like
Mhm.
whatever all the things are, and you get to look at them. You get to look at them. And at that time, I tried really hard, and we tried really hard to make things work, and it just was very clear that it wasn't. And that's one of those times. It was so hard because you've got all this noise everywhere coming at you. You've got whatever you're doing with your partner. You've got your the people in your family life. You've got the noise in your head, thinking about your kids, and you got the fear talking to you. How will I do this alone? You have all these things, and if you're able to somehow pull on that higher aspect and higher guidance of yourself to the forward part of yourself, and then put love with it, which is love, you can do it. And you're making big ass choices. And I didn't know it then. I didn't know it then that I was about to change my entire life. Everything was different. And you know that going in, right? I'm going to change my whole life. I'm going to have to pay the mortgage by myself. I'm going to be alone. How should I get in a
I
home?
can so relate. Been there.
Like,
Yeah.
how am I going to sleep in the bed alone? Like, how am I going to face my in laws on the street? Like, all of that. They seem like the most important things ever.
Yeah.
Sure, your life is going to change.
Yeah.
When I say that, I mean, I was breaking wide open the beginning of, like, the next season of my life, and that was
Mhm.
my spiritual work and what I'm bringing forth to the planet. And I wasn't even doing work then. That didn't start until 20 when I launched this portal, 2020 when I sat, and I'll get into that. But I remember sitting in the corner of my office, having this moment of, like, outside of my body, suffering. How will I do this? How can I do this? I can't do this. I'm scared. I'm scared. But knowing it was like this war, knowing I had to do it, knowing I had to do it. And the timeline on that contract was closing for the next jump to go to what needed to do. And I did it. That started bringing in all these new people, Helen. New people, new experiences, new understanding.
Mhm.
It gives you space to be able to hear that because suddenly you have a bank of time that's yours because 'cause you're dealing with custody and you're dealing with different things, right? Many women understand, many men understand that, and that was a gift in retrospect because I was able to go and do things, not that my husband wouldn't support me, he supported me a lot with my singing and my musical life, but it was different. It was, I want to explore Reiki. I wanna go and sit in, some sort of a workshop and, like, I wanna
So
do whatever it is.
so
I want
anything woo woo.
anything woo.
Anything woo
I
woo.
wanna do all the woos, like,
Yep.
all the things, and I did, by following the nuggets and gobbling up the breadcrumbs, I would meet new people, and one of the things was, I started I forgot Rich Branconi, I don't know if you've ever heard of him, he's a pretty well-known psychic medium. As the marriage was breaking down and as things were ending,
Mhm.
I was supposed to go with a group of ladies to go see a psychic medium, and we talked about it, but no one invited me, and I was like, "Well, this is the beginning of the breakdown. I'm not in the groups anymore,
Mhm.
there's only couples and all the things." And so I was bummed, but then out of the blue, this woman texted me, she said, "I can't go, and it's fully paid, and you can have the ticket." And at the time, I was going through something I called my knockdown. The recession came. We lost everything, our retirement, our home, our friends, like, hit my husband's job. And that ticket was like a sparkly little golden ticket, like on Willy Wonka. Like, it was like
Willy Wonka.
it was like it was like the igniter to, like,
Yep.
make it all start breaking wide open. And I went into that experience, and, the psychic medium came right over to me, and he said, "Your father's here. He was an alcoholic. He died of alcoholism." I said, "He did." And he said, "Well, he never told you how talented and creative you were." And I said, "He didn't." And he said very specific things.
Mhm.
And he said, "He wants you to know that he was terrible to you, and he sees how you're living your life, and he wishes he could have done that. He could have done better, but he wants you to know that he's sorry." And that forgiveness piece, like, hearing him say that to me, and me at the time having been a mother and a parent, and, like, there was this, like, empathy, compassion, understanding, plus love on there, and I forgave him. But it also made me go, "Oh my god, there's life after death. My father lives on." Like,
Yep.
he's there, but he's not there, but he's there.
Yep.
And all I wanted to do was read and do all the woo-woo things. And my client at the time was reading all the same things that I was reading, and she started doing yoga. And she's like, come with me. And I was like, okay. So we started doing yoga and we went to a yoga nidra class and I started having like the colors, like this color, and pinks like on the sides of my eyes. And you'd go there closing your eyes, like wanting more, wanting more. If you think about it, from that to me doing soul and DNA and like code activation, it's
Yeah.
incredible. Like it's incredible. But it's just one breadcrumb after the next, and sitting in the seat of discovery and allowance and wonder and excitement. And I started just kind of seeing who was in front of me, saying yes to different things, wanting to learn more. And I met this woman, Kelly. She was part of the whole yoga group, and she was a sustainability expert in Manhattan. She was like top 30, Forbes under 30, and she had everything going for her. And she left it all to go and do medicine with the indigenous people. I can't remember where, but she came back and she was like, Pamela, I'm going to start a business. Will you help me? And I said, yeah, to this retreat down in Costa Rica. And I said, yeah. I want to, but I don't wanna learn Reiki. Well, I went there to learn about the chakra system, to
Mhm.
learn that I'm an empath, to understand energy and all the things, and in that attunement at the end of that weekend, my throat chakra just blew. I didn't say this on the Next Level Soul podcast. I didn't even get a chance to do it. I had a past life come through. My head flown back.
Ooh,
I was being hung. I was foaming at the mouth. And it was, like, so profound, you could never, ever deny that happened. You go from just picking up, at the carpool thing to this,
wow.
and that also was, like, igniting me to, "I wanna learn more, I wanna know more, I wanna know more," and it was the beginning, and then I had a heart chakra thing open, and it's because I was supposed to be here now. I was supposed to be here now, and I needed such an impactful experience to start the process, and I started hearing things. I started seeing things. I started really understanding the law of attraction and aligning with like all these amazing opportunities. And one of them was doing trade with this woman who was getting like a certification for a coach. And she said she was a financial advisor. And she said, would you do trade? And I'm like, yeah, I would do trade. And it went so well. She said, I'd love for you to do some work for my company, the company that I work for. And I wound up doing trade with them. I wound up getting invited to an event. I wound up walking into this big room in a hotel, walking up to the owner of the company and saying, hey, I've never met you in person. It's so great to meet you. And he
Mhm.
looked at me, I looked at him, and this light shot through came down our heads and went out our hearts. And this boom, boom, boom thing happened. And he looked at me and he said, do you feel that? And I said, I do. He was the next, throat chakra thing. He was the next person to help me on the path of breaking all of this wide open.
Mhm.
I had always known I was going to go do plant medicine at this place called Rhythmia Life Advancement Center in Costa Rica.
Ayahuasca?
Yeah.
Done it.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, it's profound. Yeah.
It's
And it's
very,
not for the
very
faint.
profound. No, it's not. No, it's not.
No.
And I've done it like 12 times.
Wow. Yeah. It's a lot.
I think I'm done.
Yeah. I'm done too. I don't feel a need to do it anymore.
No,
I feel like it did what it was supposed
the
to do.
plant's gotta call you.
Yeah, for sure.
My Aya, she's gotta call you to it.
She
She's gotta call you
does.
to it. So,
Yeah. And she started calling me, and I had never done anything major like that before. Like, I did marijuana, I never really did anything, and so it was really not about the plant medicine, it was about the knowing.
mhm,
I saw this video about Jerry Powell. I thought and knew immediately, I'm going there. I'm doing what he's doing. I'm going to that place. And I would speak it, which I do now. And I tell the people that I work with, you're speaking your future into existence. If you have the knowings, you must put the conviction behind your words. The words are power, your thoughts are power, words are power. They put them into existence. And you're aligning to a future that's already there. I didn't know that at the time.
mhm.
I was just really speaking my truth. I'm going there. And, that man, his name was Steve, called me later on the week when we were all home in our offices working, and I saw my phone, I didn't know the number, I heard it's that guy, and I listened to the message, and he said, "I wanna learn more about what that experience was." We became really good friends. He told
Nice.
me, yep, he told me he was going to do plant medicine, And I said, "Oh, I'm going to do plant medicine. I'm going to Rhythmia. I don't know when I'm going." And he goes, "Pamela, I'm going there in November." Well, we became such good friends. I kept hearing, "He's going to invite you. He's going to invite you." I never said anything. I said, "Well, we'll see. I mean, that's his choice, right?"
Mhm.
And he came to me and he said, "Pamela, I'm getting guidance that I'm supposed to ask you. You gotta pay your own way. You'll come as my guest. You'll love the people. They're very usually the whole place is open. There's like 100 people there." He goes, I'm in a group and someone is a part owner or on the board or something, and they're closing the whole place down. There's gonna be 40 high conscious people there, and I would love for you to join us." That's how important ayahuasca was in this
Mhm.
whole journey. And I had to write the check. I had to get my ass down there. I had to step through fear over and over and over again, and over and over and over again with this ayahuasca medicine, which scared the living bejesus out of me. And because I was going to another country by myself to do a class one hallucinogenic. Like,
I
I
I
had
did the
little
same.
kids.
I did the
Yeah.
same, single, by myself, went off to Peru, right? And it so I so totally resonate with what you're saying, but it was exciting and shitting my pants at
Yeah,
the
at the
same
same
time.
time.
Not
It
literally.
was. That was later.
That was later.
It's so true. It literally is, that's the first thing people ask me, "Did you shit your pants?" I'm like, "Well, then no, I didn't really, but I
No, all
there's
came
a
out this
that."
way for
Yeah.
me. Just yeah.
Yeah, and that's clearing and cleaning, and it's very important, but, when I went to Rhythmia and when I did that, talk about fear and love, I had a lot of fear that I needed to release, and I needed to be in a position to start this journey of understanding my gifts and remembering myself, which I'm
Remembering.
continually doing. And through that experience, I came back from that and COVID happened. And I had like this gift of time. It was really interesting. Like everything was different. Business was different. Like my custody was different. Like everything was
Mhm.
different. And I remember I didn't say this. The last day of the ayahuasca journey, we did a breath work class. Our frequency was super high, vegan, had done all this clearing, yoga. It's amazing. We did a breath work class and this white light went shot through my third eye, filled my whole entire body up with love frequency. My teeth were chattering, my whole body. And I heard your psychic abilities have enhanced. Everything from this moment forward will be different. And that's what happened. And, you know, people say, well, what do you mean you just kept doing the work when you got home? Yeah, because from the heart opening to the throat opening to that, like I knew that it was time to sit with intention, co-creating this continued healing experience together
Mhm.
with the guides. I didn't know that they were those guides at the time, but I knew that I had to do it. The knowing. And I sat down every morning. I used to have a triple set of windows in front of me that looked out onto like woods. And I would sit there and put on this music and I allow myself very intentionally. I set an intention. I tell everyone I work with, you set an intention. You don't want to be a lazy friend laying in bed. And I'm going to say, come to my dreams or show me a sign or no, I want to be an intentional co-creator here. And I want to sit down and say, I am here to create this together. I don't have attachments. I don't have strings and fishing lines, like, for what I want from it.
Yep.
I know I want to allow whatever's supposed to come through, and that's what I did. And I started having, these past life experiences happen over and 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 over again. I can't even tell you how many times I did them every morning. And this effervescent, like, beautiful mother energy, like, I would say it was a Mary Mother Magdalene kind of energy, and there was a group of women, feminine energies came in, and I would feel them, and they were so loving, and they were so wonderful, and they made my frequency just go up. When they would come in, I knew that deep ass healing was about to start, so I knew. We kinda started a process. And I would go into, like, for instance, I don't even know how many times I was hanging, or I remember I had water torture. I was, I had, been drowned, I had been burnt, I had had all my things pulled off, like, everything you could have imagined, and I had to go through the experience of it. I could see it, I could feel it. I had to release the emotion of it, so
Mhm.
it's thank God that my windows were closed and it was the winter because I recorded it and I journaled about all of it and I drew all of it. I would scream, the scream of someone who
Wow.
was burned, like, it was incredible. Every time I went through one of them, I was healing my soul.
Releasing.
I
Yeah.
was healing my soul and I was releasing and my vibration would raise. And this is what I do with my soul path coaching
Mm,
clients,
mm.
but in a different way. And I am doing what I have experienced. It's amazing. And I would continue to raise my frequency and raise my frequency until a point where I started having visions at night. I would wake up with these visions and I would sketch them. I started hearing, I started um, the channeling. One day I was just in this high frequency and this, I remember, and I have a recording, I started hearing myself just go, and this, I could see it almost, this spiraling thing coming down and going into, was having a lot of pressure in my atlas in the back of my head
Mhm.
where your
Mm.
spine and your head meet.
Yeah.
And suddenly this, this light language came in. And it was the first time I know now that the council was trying to connect with me because I had risen my frequency through all that work to get to a point where they could like try to connect with me. That just started a whole new process of trying to connect with them. And so that was allowing that energy to come in, allowing it to work with my physicality, with my body, with my
Mhm.
vocal box, which it was hard. It was a lot. It still is not 100% final. Like it goes up and down depending on how much time I have to work with them. And that's about to change in January 2026.
Ooh, exciting.
Really exciting. Yeah. And so that started our relationship that I remember, right? That I remember. They know who I am. They knew. And now I
Yeah.
can say, I sent out, I'm going to be at this thing called Cosmic Truth Summit in January. And I had to send a new bio because we're continually changing. If you're beginning on the path, if you've been on it for a while, you're wherever you are on your path, you're going to continually grow just like you do in your regular life,
Mhm.
your decades, through your life journey. You're going to continually change on your spiritual path and your spiritual journey. And so my whatever the words are that describe who I am, what I do, is going to continually change. And I know that. So I had to put out my new bio for forward thinking about my future that's already there. What am I? What am I right now? Like, what are the things that describe what I am right now? And I'm doing that deep, deep soul healing, healing in fractures, healing in the soul body in itself, and then activating the light codes that are already in there and the DNA structures. So it's like, it's incredible, you know? And I had to say, because I understand it to be true, that I am an incarnate aspect of the Great Council of Light. So
Mhm.
it's not, and they've told me, they get frustrated with me. They've told me over and over and over again, it is not a we or you and me. It's a we.
So we, yeah.
It's a we. And it got to the point where I understand that so completely now. I see it showing up. It's like, it's the coolest thing because they told me to create these new things to offer to people, like these 3-month sessions, the soul path coaching thing. And I'm like, I'm still the little person or version of me that was back at Rhythmia, like, why am I here?
Mhm.
And so I'm stepping into whatever it is, we get to step into the next thing. So I stepped fully into that to remember myself, to also remember this work that I was a part in creating, because it's very unique. And it's like, wow. It feels like a big statement, just like the statement and the download that I received in 2020 when I was just telling you about all the work I was doing. I received a download. I woke up in the middle of the night and I heard spirit calling. And I got up and I wrote it down. And then over the course of a year, I kept hearing, you are to build like this, like this. You are to build a portal. There's going to be a glass ceiling that breaks. Psh, people are going to stop in their tracks. They're not going to know who and what they are, what it is that their reality was built in, and they're going to need a safe place to land. You need to build this portal for humanity. And I was like, humanity? Like, what? Like, I can't even relate to that. Like, that is so big. And I don't like that. It's uncomfortable, you know? And now it's like, I've seen the evidence of my life. I've seen it all continually unfold, and I've seen everything change over and over and over again. And at the end of that year, they showed me in the middle of the night these little wings falling down on an iPhone screen, and I got up and I sketched them. And then the next morning, like the whole picture of spirit calling, the platform, the business, all of it came together in my mind, and I was like, "Oh my gosh." And they were like, "You gotta build it now." And I was like, I don't have the time to build this. I just merged a business into a new business. Like, well, you guys think I'm like, I can do everything." And, they do because they know that I have a huge capacity. And if I don't get to it fast enough, they send other people in to help me. And that's what happened. This woman from my town who was a Reiki specialist, expert or whatever, she came to me to work with her on a branding and marketing piece. And we worked on this big project. And at the end of the project, my team was leaving. And she said, "Pam, can you hang on?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "I received a download that we're supposed to work on a different project together. We're supposed to work on a portal. It's for humanity." Yeah, no shit. And I literally just started crying. She came in to help me, to push me along, to, like, kick the can down the road, and I kept hearing, "You need to not build it on like a Wix. You need to build it so that it can
Mhm.
scale for humanity." And I was like, "Okay, what am I supposed to do?" "You're supposed to take the equity out of your house." I'm like, "It's the only thing that I have left in the entire world after losing everything in the recession and my divorce and everything." And they're like, "You need to take the money out of the house." And I was like, "Holy shit, I can't do that. You need to take the money out of the house." And I was like, "That's the fear, fear, fear."
Mhm.
And so I did it. And I self-funded this to build this platform from the ground up with the entire vision of what it is supposed to be able to house everyone whenever that is supposed to happen. And then when they gave me, I listened to them, I built it, and when it was ready to launch, right before it was ready to launch, they showed me in the middle of the night a picture of a for sale by owner sign in the front of my house. They told me exactly how much, as is. That morning, I woke up and walked across the street to bring my dog for a play date, and my neighbor said, "What are you gonna do when your youngest goes to college?" And I said, "I just decided I'm gonna sell my" I didn't say I had a vision and a dream. I just decided I'm gonna sell my house. And she goes, "Oh my gosh, Pamela, my dad knew the woman that lived in that house. He loves that house. He's a builder. He already has a second story plan for these types of houses. Let me see if he wants to buy it." I sold it in hours for exactly what I wanted, cash. I could walk away from the table without one dime out of my hand, and I could pick my closing date, which was 3 months ago.
Oh, amazing. That is
Amazing.
amazing.
Yep. So I feel held. I know that like, we're working together
Supported. Yeah.
to create all of this. So that launched in January of 2024, and I work like, I worked really hard to get all these messages out there. It was very hard for me. Like, I can't wait to interview you on my podcast because
Oh, thank you.
when they tell you it's time to step into it, you're like, "Oh." And they told me after it launched, after I got, all the things ready, it was time to go out on YouTube and TikTok and start sharing my predictions and the visions and all the things. I'm like, "I don't wanna. I don't wanna. I still have a business. I still have
Mhm.
my family. I still have all these things." "No, it's time." I'm like, "I don't want to. I'm scared. It's time." It shifted everything. That was in October. Then someone saw me and said, "I want you on my podcast. I'm supposed to help you." Then that raised my awareness. Then
Mhm.
someone else saw me. I got the invitation for Next Level Soul in
Mhm.
the end of that year. And then the beginning of 2024 is when it launched. And it's just been Wisdom from North launched. I just interviewed Yannicka this morning. Wisdom from North podcast launched in May. Everything changed. And it's just, I am in this
Flow.
I'm in this to win it, like,
Yes.
now I'm
Yeah.
just completely saturated with it, and I know that it's my work, and my my move is into spirit calling 100% of the time, in the beginning of next year, so it's kind of amazing. I never thought I'd be there, but I am there, and you know what? I love it. It's the best thing. I enjoy
That's
helping people
yeah.
so much, don't you?
Mhm. Oh, yeah. When
Just it,
you
yeah.
see it, you feel it, everything
Mhm.
about the healing world. I love it.
Yeah, that's the, very fast version of my story. I cut out a whole bunch of good stuff. There's so many stories of alignment like that, but, you know, it's great. It's everyone went through some sort of something, if not during the recession, just in their life, in their relationship, in their work life, in their own life, in their healing journey or whatever with their children. There's so many opportunities we get to
Mhm.
rediscover
Now,
ourselves.
are you still doing are you still doing your business? Because I know you're into marketing, so is that still you're still doing that?
I'm in the process of selling it to my business partner.
Oh, excited.
Yeah. So next year's gonna be completely different, and I can't wait to see what presents itself when I'm 100% of my time. Like, I said to my girlfriend today, "I only worked on the one business. How in the bleep did I do 2? Leading a team and clients and networking, and I don't even know how I did it." I said, "I must have been on some sort of cosmic wave for the last 2 years." Like,
I bet you it went quickly too.
yeah, it really did. We can say that now.
Yes. Say that now. True. True, true.
Yes. Yeah.
So, would it be okay if I asked you if you could share with my listeners a little bit of your channeling, if that's
Yeah,
okay?
when's this, gonna go live?
Probably I'm gonna say probably in the new year.
In the new year? Okay.
Yeah.
Because the December channeled message from the Great Council of Light is absolutely beautiful, and, I automatic write them as
Okay.
well as channel them, and I thought it might be nice to share, but if it's not relevant with the time, because it's really beautiful if you
So
wanna
we're at December 10th right now. So I'm just trying to think how fast my editor can get it out.
well, it's about
I
family, and it's kind of
You know
amazing.
what? I'm hearing just do it. Let's go for
Okay.
it. Yep.
Alright, let me get it up for you because I think that people need to hear this right now,
Okay.
and it's so special. So, everybody, it doesn't even matter if it's December, it matters to you in your life. So, take a deep breath and just allow yourself to feel into your heart space and allow this beautiful wisdom from these beautiful omnipotent beings of light to be received into your heart. And they say, you who are in the community, and that community is all of you seekers and wisdom keepers and lighthouses. It's everyone who is on the spiritual path. Within the family of your physical world, there are dichotomies and positions that exist within the family members. Think of your life as the family grouping, each playing a role in the continued growth for your soul. We have asked you to come here now for the expansion to happen and the shift of your soul body into new ways of being for growth and expansion. Inside of your family, which many of you have experienced in this holiday that has just passed, and the holiday that will be here in the near future, that's this coming Christmas, the dynamics within your family, one playing the role of the caretaker, one the antagonizer, one the shy and quiet type who allows all to be said and treated in whatever way is allowed, the one who is confident and supportive to all, the one who understands the entirety of the situation and can view the whole grouping in a higher level way, the soul body who is elevated and all knowing. That is us, everyone who's listening. That is us at the table. We just talked about it. Yes, we say this to you. We are that family to you.
Mm.
We see you from other dimensions and our existence. We are here to support your elevated soul growth, but not to coddle you and shelter you from the storm in a way that a parent will in order to keep their child from experiencing catastrophe. We have the highest regard for you, but we honor the existence that you desired to have on your planet in this 3-dimensional reality. We are here to help you realize and remember the entirety of who you are, the calculated position of earthling for the sole purpose of expansion. We support your growth and strive to alleviate your suffering through teaching and guidance, but we will never desire to restrict or interfere with your sole purpose, that is to grow and expand. Each of you has a different purpose or plan for your time here on the earth plane. Each of you is expressing yourself in different ways. Each of you, family members, learning and growing within the space of your beloved communities. We are here, dear community, to provide guidance that will help you with that expansion. We ask you now to pause and take a moment at your life. Where inside of your family or your capsule that you inhabit can you provide some release or relief, knowing you are viewing your life with a higher perspective? The flow of love may be stifled in your eyes, but it exists. which it does in every living being housed with life force universal love energy. We can support you to flow. Where can you support that flow to grow larger and move, guiding in your life, yourself, and your family capsule? Where can you provide support or more understanding in order to allow that flow to strengthen? And then it talks about the greatest exertion of love. Let it be in the space of forgiveness,
Mm.
empathy, and support for the heart that suffers. We are here to support you as you continue to learn more love. Each lesson, as uncomfortable as they may be, is here in your life to expand that love, that flow of love. Isn't it so beautiful?
That is beautiful.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's amazing. And inside of my community, I break that down and we post it and I look at people commenting and somebody said, I needed this today because I guess they're dealing with family members and the
This
holidays.
is 'tis the season.
Tis the season, baby. Tis the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm happy to call the council in. And as I was telling Helen, anyone who's listening, I have existed in the last several years as a trance channeler and allowing my kind of consciousness to move over to the side and allowing the council's energy and consciousness to be at the foreground. And messages come out and they speak. But I have been shifting into a different role. And they say the word healer is not even the right word for it. And they also tell me not to worry about labels,
Mm,
which is kind
mhm.
of cool because
Makes sense.
it alleviates my
Yeah.
overthinking perfection mind that
Yeah.
it's one of my lessons here on life plane, earth plane. So this DNA, light code activation, energy transmissions come out. I have many languages inside of me.
Mhm.
I've always known that they're deeply embedded inside of me since that day on the couch in 2020 and all that work. They come out and they come out fast and furiously. And I do weird stuff. And the guides ask for you to allow this to be a visceral experience, not a visual one. So when that happens, close your eyes, open your heart, release any kind of I need to understand what this is, and be in deep seat allowance because it's to benefit you and your soul body. Okay.
Mhm.
Here we go. They're very excited to come out. So, yes, we are here. We are here with the expressed desire to support your continual soul growth. Yes. As you have shared, Pamela, the message of your December channel message for your community. It does relate to all communities as a whole, as you have said. Yes, the season of your existence now, the continued stress of the holidays. Busy, busy, busy. Yes, as we have said, never looking up, so busy in your daily lives, in your holiday times. Success does not exist. And if you have given the exact gift, the exact exchange to the person who desires it, no, success exists within your soul's journey. Understanding that every decision, every position of your existence, positioned in that of love, that is success, dear ones. Allow your minds to have release from that understanding. Allow your minds to be given the chance to be alleviated from that stress. Sit daily within yourself, as we have said before, allowing that guidance to permeate your being, to show itself to you. Yes. Okay, I can feel the energy coming. Okay, here we go. Pulling out, yes. Yes, from your soul body. Expanding it outwards. Pushing it in. Allowing it to permeate your being. Throat chakra. Desire you to exact say what you feel, what you desire. Allow it to be expressed. Throat chakra. Really strongly, throat chakra. Expanding the being as a whole. Pulling it out. Expanding it beyond its three-dimensional form. Sweeping. Then putting it in. Expanding it now. Allow it to be felt within your being. I'm at the third eye now. And your crown, and your throat. Now we're down into the belly. Solar plexus. Sacral. Pushing it in, expanding it out. That's the entirety of your being. Yes, we are here. They are the divine feminine beings. This is amazing because they've never come through with this live transmission before. Yes, we are here. We are here to assist in the elevation. Yes. Expansion. Putting it inside now. Pushing it in, pulsing it in. So here we are, complete. Just sit with it. Just sit with it. A lot of activity in the back of the throat chakra and the pineal. I could feel it. If you're having any sort of release or mucus or anything coming down the back of your throat, just allow it. Know that you were activated. Know that you can also watch this over and over again to have the benefits of this. Okay, we are complete. Okay, this new technology came in. It's been coming in, so it's really strong. Um, I can feel, I don't know, what's your heart chakra feel like right now? Is it
It's,
exciting?
like, wide open.
Yeah, I can feel it.
And I also feel a lot of it in my solar plexus as well.
Yeah,
So
when
it's
the divine
almost
feminine. Yeah. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, it's like as if I'm just digesting.
Yes. When the divine feminine being, so first of all, the council has never channeled while they're doing it before. It's usually just me speaking. It's so hard to do it all at the same time. So that was the first. The
Wow.
second first was the divine feminine beings have never come in while I'm doing that. They've come in before in my group sessions. I have a mastermind I do every month that I do this.
Mhm.
Um, they've come through in the session before. That was really cool for me to experience. And yeah, that was when you were at the sacral. When we were at the sacral, they came in. So
Mhm.
that's cool.
That's
Yeah,
very cool, and I'm
yeah.
honored that they chose my podcast to come and visit.
It's
Oh,
awesome.
but it was very interesting when the channeling and would you call this light? No, is it light?
Yeah.
Ch
It's sort of like a light language,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm just trying to
Mhm.
so my listeners, they'll know exactly what I'm trying to convey here, but it was almost, if it makes sense, like the sound of, like, as if you were underwater.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense to me.
Like, there's a couple of times, I'll be honest, I had to open up my eyes, and I'm just like, "Okay, she's okay," and then I went back and closed my eyes, but I was just like it was just,
It's cool.
like, no words.
I
I'm just, like,
know.
speechless here.
Yeah, it's so cool, and I do this in my mastermind, which I'll tell you about in a little bit, but, also my soul path coaching, and in the mastermind, it's a small group of people. They pay to be a part of the mastermind every month.
Yeah.
But people, when it starts, they, like, are peeling off layers, like, people just to be in the container, it's such a high frequency, people get red in the face, they have
Mhm.
hot flashes. It's, you know, when it starts, but it's such an accelerated, experience that can you imagine if you're doing it once a month or in Soul Bath coaching, it's twice a month, one-on-one, people are changing their lives. They are healing their soul bodies. And when they continually go on that 3-month thing, by the end of the 3 months, they're aligning with they're self-empowered. They are completely different people. They are looking to change their work, and what are they gonna
Mhm.
bring into the world, and how do I do that? And then I have a whole other thing to support them in there. It's incredible, and I didn't know I would do any of this. So you see how much I love it?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
just so cool.
see and feel the passion for
Yeah,
sure. I
yeah,
think I'm gonna join that group.
cool.
Do you
I
have
would love
room?
to have you
Do you
there,
have
yeah.
room?
Yes, we
Okay.
do.
That's
We
just
have
it's
room.
just wild.
Yeah.
So how do you feel right now? Are you tired from that?
No, it's funny because I get exhilarated, I get energized from it, and, I'm leading I have a tickle in my throat, I'm so sorry. Every month inside of the community, I have a council connection community call.
Mhm,
Everyone who's in the basic membership can be with me, and I have a live meeting room inside of the community. So we talk about the message of the month, which was the one I read to your
mhm.
community, and we break it down and we say, "How did this land and what have you been experiencing?" And I'm going to be leading that at 6, from 6 to 7, and then tonight is date night. So
Oh, lovely.
I
And when we're finished, I'm off to do a group reading, so
Wow.
I'm gonna it'll be interesting to see if there's
Yeah.
because I did one last night and the veil was so thin, like, it
Wow,
was
it
amazing how clear the loved ones were coming through. So it'll be interesting just to see if I notice or feel or sense anything any different tonight.
yeah,
I'll let you know, to be
yeah.
continued.
I wanna know if, like, they come visit you or something, like, I wanna know, like, that's so cool, Helen.
Yeah, it never
Mhm,
it had it entertained me a little bit, like, would I ever do
mhm.
something like what you're doing? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not there yet."
You do something different. No, but you have a specific role and you
Yeah,
came here to do it, and you're doing a ton of work with people, it's
yeah, and
amazing.
I'm enjoying it just like yourself,
Yeah,
right? So,
I could see it. I could see it in the
yeah.
video. I loved watching how you're touching people's lives, it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing it professionally for like 12 years now. So,
Wow.
and now I'm at the teaching aspect of it.
Mm.
Well, I teach while I'm doing it at the same
Yeah.
time, right? Because my mission is I want my clients to know that they can do what I do. We're all
Yes.
psychic, we're all mediums. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of tapping into it. But the key is to trust and to have fun with it.
Yeah, totally.
Right? Because
Be in that
everyone thinks
space.
it's, like, so serious and such a doom gloom. It's like, "No, not at
No.
all, not at all."
Yeah.
It's
Do
like,
the things.
they want you to pick up the phone and continue the
Yeah.
conversation, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And it's fun, you have to do it. You have to let it express out of you.
yep.
I remember when the downloads and the things started coming, I remember I would always be in the supermarket, and I would look at someone and be like, "Oh, she's a teacher," or, "Oh," and I would be like they were like, "Go ask her," and I'm like, "No, I don't know her. Go ask her." And so I started doing it, and they'd be like, "Yes, I am a teacher," or I'd be out to a restaurant, and the waiter would come, and I'd be like, "Oh my god. I know that you're a healer or a nurse or something. Yes. Are you creative? Yes. Because you could see it in people's eyes.
Mhm.
And then it just, you have to do my point is you have to allow it to come out of you. It's
Yes.
energy.
Allowing it,
You
surrendering
pull
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah. You could pull it through.
yeah.
So,
Well, you are definitely doing amazing work, and like I said, I'm honored and blessed that you
oh,
came on my show
thank
and
you.
being the first to ever channel.
Yay.
I'm hoping that my listeners and my viewers, because I will be putting this on YouTube as well, just the response in
Yeah.
this.
It's cool.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm grateful to have the opportunity and to share my message and to tell everyone about spirit calling and the work that we're doing, and I want everyone to know, just as you
Mhm.
do, you are not alone.
You're
That's the
not
most
alone.
important thing. You
Yeah.
are not alone. You are not alone. And specifically with my community it's spirit-calling.com. They're waiting. They get so excited. They can't wait for a new member post because 'cause they're like, "Hi, hi, like, I can't wait to meet you," you know? And there's weekly events, and there's one
Yeah.
on Friday and Saturday mornings, and you
Nice.
have people you could talk to about what's going on, and you don't have to talk about it at the dinner like, no one at the dinner table is talking to you about this
No,
it's just not. But we do. We talk
we
about all
do.
fun stuff.
Now, do you just have the one website? Is
Mm.
there just
Yeah.
the one website?
I have the community, and so everything about me is on the website. It's, spirit-calling.com, and then if you want to follow what I'm doing, learn more about all the
Mhm,
things.
mhm.
My YouTube is very active. I share energy updates, I share premonitions, visions, downloads.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those.
Yeah, I just share what's going on. I only post when I'm told to. I am
Yeah,
not trying to build an algorithm. And I mean I am because I want people to be aware, but that's not my main focus. And so my TikTok, my YouTube, and my Instagram are all Spirit Calling Pamela. So go
Spirit
find
calling
me.
Pamela, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
definitely.
this book, Awaken Hearts.
Yes, Awaken Hearts.
Yeah, volume 2. I am
Just released,
It's
just
just
released.
released, and I'm the very first person in
Are
there.
you?
I couldn't believe it. I
What?
couldn't believe it.
'Cause you're
Yeah,
number
it's so
1.
cool.
You're number 1. Whoop,
Yeah, it's awesome.
whoop.
Where are you located?
I'm in Ontario. It's
Okay.
a little city called Burlington. Well, I wouldn't say
Oh,
little,
that's
but
nice.
the best way I describe it is, I'm smack in the middle between Toronto and Niagara Falls.
Okay, I have a
So
big
right
following in
yeah.
Canada.
So right
That's
in
cool.
there, yeah.
Yay.
So and, I just can't wait to get this launched.
Yeah.
I just
Okay. All right.
right?
I'll let you go so you can get it launched.
Okay. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you. So
You're
honored.
so
You
welcome.
beautiful, beautiful healer,
Thank you, hon.
channeler, all of the above, and hopefully
Thank
I
you.
could have you back
Yeah, and you're gonna be on
in the
my
near future.
podcast.
Oh, I look forward to
Yeah,
that.
for sure. I wanna
Definitely.
share your story with everyone,
Okay.
so
And I'll make sure I put all your information in the, show notes down below.
okay,
So,
that sounds
thank
great.
you again, Pamela.
You're so welcome. Bye-bye.
Okay, take care.
Bye.